The Coalition for Good Governance and Rule of Law has passed a vote of confidence on the leadership of the Industrial Training Fund under the Sir Joseph Array for entrenching transparency and accountability in operations. The group, at a press conference on Tuesday in Abuja, refuted the allegation of nepotism by the Muslim rights concern against the executive secretary, describing it as unsubstantiated and lacking in merit.
The allegations of nepotism in the ITF is an attempt by MURC to cause an unnecessary distraction in the operations of the agency in an attempt to malign the character of the executive secretary, who has been of great repute and have entrenched the regime of transparency and accountability in the operations of the ITF since he assumed office. The Coalition for Good Governance and Rule of Law, in its numerous engagement with ministries, departments, and agencies, MDAs, in the country, indeed finds it worrisome that MURC would elect to turn the truth on its head in the most brazen and despicable manner. We are constrained to add our voice to this narrative for the fact that the allegations are unsubstantiable. The allegations are also lacking in merit because it is obvious from all indications that MURC relied on hearsays before making its position known into public space. MURC, for inexplicable reasons, alleged that 487 staffs employed by the Executive Secretary of ITF in 2019, only 90 were Muslims, and that this is just 18.48%, while Christians were 81.52%. This is not only uncharitable, it is also an indication that the leadership of MURC is not in tune with the reality of the operational structure of the ITF that emphasized meritocracy due to the sensitivity of its operation. It is our considered view that MURC mistook the ITF for a religious organization where religious considerations should be a yardstick for employment against experience, qualification, and suitability for the job. It's sufficient to add that the Coalition for Good Governance and Rule of Law has on several occasions continuously taxed agencies of government on good governance and rule of law. And it is instructive to state that the ITF remains one of the agencies of government that has displayed high level of compliance to the extant laws guiding its operation, including recruitment at all cadres. It is also on record that the ITF is an agency, boasts of a cosmopolitan workplace where there is mutual respect and understanding among staffers, all courtesy of the leadership style of the Executive Secretary, who is a known apostle of creating a level playing ground for all, devoid of religious or ethnic considerations. We are also aware that the ITF board is known to have carried out its employment in line with the federal character principles, and there is no iota of favoritism or nepotism as being speculated by MURC. We believe that MURC was misled into a hasty conclusion without carrying out a detailed investigation. We therefore implore respected organizations like MURC to do some research before making public statements on petitions and will encourage MURC to continue to carry out its role as a respected civil society organization or at the risk of being labeled as a tool for inciting religious tension in our great country, Nigeria. We wish to inform MURC that the said recruitment exercise in 2019 followed all due process and was coordinated by the Federal Character Commission, which even issued a letter of compliance to the ITF after the exercise. Unless MURC wants to state that the Federal Character Commission is an organization is populated by Christians and responsible for giving backing to a supposed loop-side recruitment exercise. This is indeed a sad episode in the sense that the actions of MURC are capable of misleading unsuspecting members of the general public into believing that the ITF is a religious, intolerant organization and the attendant consequence in the polity. It consequently behoves on MURC to be circumspect in its public utterances, especially on issues it is ignorant on, in the interest of peace and stability in Nigeria. The Coalition for Good Governance and Rule of Law wish to state that the ITF, under the leadership of Sir Joseph Ari, has complied with all necessary due process and will unanimously pass the vote of confidence on the leadership of the ITF. We are using this medium to call on members of the general public to kindly disregard the statement by MURC, for it is lacking in objectivity and meant to cause unnecessary tension in the polity. This is on the heels that under the leadership of Sir Joseph Ari, the ITF has recorded tremendous success in its aspiration in fulfillment of its mandate to set, regulate, and training standards and provide need-based human capital development interventions using corps of highly competent professionals in line with global best practices. We must all agree that the allegation of nepotism by MURC remains a figment of the imagination and must be disregarded by well-meaning Nigerians. Thank you all, and God bless.